Good evening. I'm Andrew Horder, the busy fool, and my focus is focus. I'm curious, how many of you here believe you control your focus maybe half the time? Yeah, have your hands up? That's great. So we've got a pretty focused bunch here this evening. You're going to get this really easily. So, focus. It can mean lots of different things, but let me give you an example of how our focus affects our world. Imagine one late summer evening, I'm on the train on my way up to London. I'm sitting there idly staring out of the window, and I become aware of a lot of little scratches in my vision. As I bring my focus onto them, they solidify into those graffiti tags etched into the glass by some kid. I guess we all want to make a mark on the world. And I find myself getting increasingly emotional, irritated that these little Herberts think they can spoil my world with their inane scribblings. I mean, who do they think they are? What a wonderful world I have to live in. And as my daily wail rant, the one going on inside my head, reaches a fever pitch of righteous indignation, the sun breaks through the clouds. A single shaft reaching down to spotlight the elegant Victorian steeple of St John's Church. A spire stretching confidently upwards from its wooded hillside. The sight literally took my breath away. I felt my attention break through the flaws on the glass in front of me. I heaved a deep sigh of contentment. What a wonderful world we have to live in. We're very lucky, my wife and I, to live in Surrey, where there's loads of wonderful places to get out and appreciate nature. I remember one sunny afternoon, we were out for a walk, and we just yonked across to the far side of the field. I noticed what looks like tracks going off into the hedgerow to our right. I go over to investigate, and it's not tracks at all. Well, not animal tracks. It's where some people have pushed into the field edge to get at some bramble in the hedgerow. We are so focused on getting to our destination at the edge of the other side of the field that we've pretty much rushed straight past the opportunity of these blackberries. You see, what you focus on really will make a difference to how your life goes. You can allow yourself to get dragged down into annoyance with the rest of the world, down into depression, into despair even, by focusing on what you don't like about the world, about how you get treated, about yourself. Or you can choose to look for the improving, to look for the uplifting, to look for the inspiring things out there in the world, in others, and in yourself. There's that famous quote, isn't there, from Henry Ford. Whether you think you can, or whether you think you can't. How's it go? You're right. Well, here's a quote from me. Whether you think the world is a dark and dangerous and frustrating place, or whether you think the world is light and bright and full of opportunity. How's it go? You're right. You see, if you're focused on the bad stuff that's around, that's what you'll see. And if you focus on good things, you'll see more of them. It's all about what filters you apply. I'm with the Buddha when he says, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. And it's not just about what we notice, it's also what we attract. when we're grumping about the place, moaning about this or that injustice, this or that calamity, this or that woe is me, well, we're hardly likely to be a good stopping off point for someone with some great news. Now, are we? But when we can be over the moon about life, we just seem to repel all those moaning minis, don't we? Just imagine, how often have you seen two irritated people manage to wind each other up into a great big argument over nothing? Or seen someone give a simple, heartfelt smile to diffuse a really difficult situation? The way you focus on the world will affect what you expect of the world, and that will affect how you act in the world. In NLP terms, it's expectation creates outcome, isn't it? So if you know that to focus on the good stuff is more effective for you, how do you manage that? And how do you keep your focus on it and off all that stuff that really winds you up? Well, the answer lies right there, in the fact that you feel wound up or angry, or that you feel good. Our intuition is driven by our emotions, and we should listen to them. Your emotions and your intuition, I mean. If something's making you feel bad, maybe now is a good time to stop putting your focus on it. The trick, of course, is to be aware of your emotions and to make sure that you can identify the things you're giving your attention to when you find yourselves feeling bad. And then you can shift your focus onto the good things, onto all the abundance out there. And the other way we can choose how we focus, and therefore what our experience of the world is to keep a balance, to focus on the journey as well as the destination, and to look beyond the immediate. So if you're feeling unhappy about the future of the big wide world, you can bring your focus back to the here and now, to the gifts you have, to your friends right now. And if the here and now is not so great, you can choose to put your focus on the big picture, on the bright future that we all have, don't you? So in that Surrey summer field, as we made our way back, we made a point of checking the hedgerows as we went. And there are absolutely masses of bramble blackberries. There are juicy black elderberries. And there's any number of berries we can't identify. We leave those for the birds. All that abundance just sitting there, waiting for us, right under our noses, if only we'd taken the time to look. It's important to focus on the destination, so long as you remember to enjoy the journey too. And that view I got of St. John's Church that evening, that left me with a contented smile on my face as the train pulled into the next station. I could have stayed focused on the vandalism, maintained my irritation throughout the whole journey. But now I was focused on joy and on beauty. And I caught the eye of a lovely young woman waiting on the platform for the next train. She'd probably have looked away if I'd been your typical scowling computer. As it was, with my slightly dappy, contented look, I was treated to such a gentle, friendly smile. My good mood lasted all the way to London and right through the evening. Sometimes you have to shift your focus and look just a little bit beyond the immediate. So remember, whether you focus on worries and problems and hassles that you're expecting, or whether you focus on love and joy and opportunity that you know is out there in the world, how does it go? You're right. Your focus really will determine your experience of the world. To have a happy, productive, abundant world to live in, choose your focus. Focus on things that make you happy. Choose your focus. Focus on what makes you productive. Choose your focus. Focus on what brings you abundance. And the way you choose to experience the world will determine your results. Great leaders, the people we see on this stage every month, the people we see in this room every month, choose their focus. Leaders focus on opportunity. Leaders focus on contribution. Leaders focus on love and joy and abundance. Don't you?